You know, when they say that all life within creation is love, and that creation is unconditional love, it's beautiful, and I've experienced it multiple times. Even till today, I still experience it in some of my meditations. But boy, is it hard to recognize that when you're in the presence of someone who reflects all your shadows and who triggers you. Today I want to speak on using pain as your motivator. I have learned to use my painful experiences as motivation simply because I've always been connected, I've always been tapped in since I can remember, and my earliest memory is at the age of 3. And I've always seen other dimensions, other realms of existence, but somehow this is probably closely linked to my purpose on earth, or what I have come here. Not even my purpose. I don't even speak in terms of purpose anymore, but this is most likely linked to what I have come here to experience. And so for some reason, I've always been able to discern what is real from what isn't real. So what isn't within my reality, and that isn't within everything else's reality. I don't know if that makes sense. And that has never bothered me until I came to Canada, and this land just had a different energy that kind of started this whole duality in me and really reinforced it. And what happened was that I started to really create a lot of fear around, other dimensions and other realms in my dreams, and things that I was seeing, that I was hearing, that other people around me were not experiencing. I've been fortunate enough that whether it was my family or my friends, it has never been an issue, or I've never been made out to be like weird or outcasted. And again, this is closely linked to what I have come here to experience. And that would have not served me, I guess, with the intention that my soul has come to experience here. But what I would say I did, because it also created a duality, which is what we all experience. I did also experience a lot of fragmentation and some painful experiences. And for me, what I quickly realized is that in the story that I made up, is that I cannot depend on other people to be there for me. Therefore, I have to be strong enough to protect myself and kind of block out all the noise outside. And that noise also meant like people, my loved ones, my friends, my family. And I kind of took on this whole armor thing where I was like, okay, well, I can see further than most people in my intimate circle. I can understand things better than people in my intimate circle. There's nobody here that can really help me go through what I'm going through. So let me do the work and understand what is it that is happening to me, and find the language to express it to people, find the language to also express myself and express what it is that I'm actually experiencing. And so the other thing is that I have been fortunate is as much pain or internal pain, and struggle that I felt, I always felt, because unconsciously, like, I've always felt connected to source, to creation, to the universe. That pain never made sense. It always felt like, I don't know, I just came into this thing and it's like so noisy, and I'm just trying to put things in order, and I'm trying to really survive, to be honest, just like anybody else. And this is like something that all humans go through, consciously or unconsciously. So for me, that was the experience that led me to kind of get into this whole survival mode. And so because I was connected, I was like, okay, if I can feel this deeply, in a negative way, then there must be something on the other side. And if a situation has happened to me, or if someone has spoken to me in a way that is triggering, or if I'm feeling all the feelings that don't feel good in my body, then one, I need to figure out what is happening. Like, why am I giving this person this much importance? Why is someone else's opinion that important to me, especially if I don't know them or we're not that close? But I think for me, what used to hurt me the most were like people who were closest, or that I identified as closest to me. And I've always felt that I was transparent enough and communicative enough that if something were to happen, people would automatically know, you know, what my person is, and just have like a different story about me. So when that didn't amount to what I had decided my story is, it always, one, it hurt me, but two, it always kind of felt weird, because I was like, where did I go wrong in my communication? Like, if I tell you blue is blue, blue is blue. If I tell you green is green, green is green. So why are you thinking that I'm thinking about purple when all the colors I gave you were blue and green? And so I soon also, the more that I did this work, I also found out that it's, you know, as much as I may have my stuff, other people also have their stuff, and that how we feel doesn't matter what the truth is in a moment. Everybody's truth is valid. And because everybody's truth is valid, you really have to be grounded in your person and really know who you are, not to be affected because someone can misjudge you. And that has less to do with you than it has to do with them. I think I said that correctly. But anyways, it basically has to do with them more than it has to do with you. How about that? And because they're also having their own insecurities, their own fears, their own struggle, and everything is internal. I don't know what is happening with them. And as much as I was also trying to navigate these feelings, and having also like knowing how my feelings would impact how I would react or how I would act, then that meant that that was also true for someone else. So because of that, I quickly learned to really use pain as a motivator and making it work for me instead of making it work against me. And so through that process, every single time that I would take the time to meditate and really dig deep and ask myself, okay, what happened here? Why did I feel this way? Would I feel this way in this situation? Would I feel this way if it was another person, if it was like in a group setting? And really kind of asking all these questions to get to the bottom truth. Once I found out what my truth was, then I was always shown what the universal truth is. And that is that we are all seeking love. We are all seeking, not seeking as in like, I need love, but we're all kind of seeking to return back to our nature, and that is the journey, right? As annoying as that can be sometimes, that is the journey, and we've all kind of planned out how we're going to experience these things, what we want to learn through that, but the underlying vibration excuse me here, I'm still sick. The underlying vibration, the underlying emotion is just basically this voice that is like, hey, I am love. I am unconditional love. I am a creator. I am the creator. I just am, you know? And the moment that something follows that I am statement, that's when you also start creating your reality. And so for every statement that you're saying, because of the nature of the human world or the human experience, the opposite also is true. And so sometimes it's this, if you say, for example, I am rich, you know, and you will come across the opposite vibration, which is, it could be someone who makes you feel small. It could be a situation that makes you feel poor. You could be born in a very poor country and learning what being rich means. And right now, because I'm still recovering, my French is kicking in, and my French is like, yeah, so bear with me. Anyways, so all that to say that there's like a gazillion, a billion of ways that you might have crafted your life or your journey to serve that purpose of returning to love. And to every little parts of creation of you really that doesn't have any love, there will be attracted to you. And when that happens, this is when like adversity happens, or you know, something negative happens, and it's nothing more than just be like, hey, I have been denied of love in this space. Are you able to bring love to me? When we're not aware enough of what is happening, this is where we keep creating these cycles that don't serve us. But once you take the time, we bring in these practices that help us to be more mindful, to remember our true nature, whether it's breath work, whether it's a meditation, whether it's hypnosis, whether it's like whatever helps you to get to the truth and to the bottom of your being, and realize that this thing is just asking for love, then you're able to address that situation or that person in the most authentic of ways possible and within your own awareness. Now, the shadow of that is that sometimes we can tend to be like, oh, I'm going to heal this person because I understand how much they are in suffering. That is not your job. Unless you have meditated, you have calmed your mind, and you have created enough distance between you, that situation, and from the bottom of your heart, this is the guidance that you are receiving. Most of the times, it will not be that. It will not be, oh, I need to save this person. I need to heal this person. I need to help this person in this particular way. Or I need to keep this person in my life so that they feel good. Or I need to stay here so that everybody... See, like even saying it for me, I'm already starting to feel small. And so the other thing that happens when we're triggered is that basically, especially with a person, right? I think it's easier to give an example with a person than a situation, but it's all the same. The underlying vibration is always the same. So let's say you're with someone, or you have that person in your life that continuously triggers you, or that you feel that you cannot, you just don't jive, you know? There are many ways that you can deal with these type of people or this type of energy or vibration. But what I always say is that first and foremost, meditate, calm your mind, find a way to calm yourself down, get to the root of what is actually triggering you before acting out. And if you can't, then, you know, review what happened during your day. Take the time after that situation at some point to review it, because it's not just going to be Jason or, you know, Pamela who are coming back into your life all the time, who are sticking around. It's gonna be your boss, it's gonna be your dog, it's gonna be your plants, it's gonna be your couch, it's gonna be, and so it can be in so many subtle to big ways until you come to the point where it's weighing you so much that you have no other choice than to pay attention to what you're trying to tell yourself, right? And so these are basically just your shadows. And when I say your shadows, these are shadows for everybody, shadows within creation that are simply seeking love. And the more that you will have love, the more that you are a natural expression of unconditional love, whatever, wherever you are in that spectrum, the more that you might attract to some people that are seeking that love from you, because they're so far off on that spectrum that it's like, oh, I see a light. This light is shining so bright within like my own darkness that I need to get me a piece of that. And the way that they're gonna come to you is not gonna be like, oh, hey, how are you? I see that you're glowing. You're living your best life. Please teach me how to do that. No. They're gonna come at you with a vengeance, you know, most of the times. And so it's realizing also that this is an energy. It's an energy, and this is just a manifestation of your own creation that you have attracted to give it love. And so again, I cannot really say you should be doing this and this and that and this is how you deal with it, but what I can say is that get to the root of it first, and then decide based on the person that you are telling yourself to be, how do you want to react to this? How do you want to deal with this energy? And for me, for the longest time, I've always been that person who wants to understand whether I was able or unable to deal with it in the moment. I've always come from a space of, okay, no, I really want to understand what happened here, but also I want to kind of bridge that gap between me and that person so that we can all vibrate in a space like from the heart base, right? And that has worked for some time. And on this transformation journey that I still am on this journey of shifting and really embodying this new reality that I'm in, I've realized that that is no longer something that I want to do, because it's gotten me a certain, like, so far. And to be quite honest and to be more transparent, that has been my dynamic between me and my dad. And because I'm shifting from that dynamic from me and my dad to the dynamic of me and my mom, so the masculine energy to the feminine energy, then I now have to react a different way. And this new or this different person that I'm creating, that I'm embodying, does not stand for it. Like, I'm really not interested. It's like not from a bad place. It's just that I've come to a place where, just like all of us, basically all this experience is for, really, is to hone in again the person that you are, the person that you want to be. And the beauty of it is that you can change anytime. And then you create contrast to really hone in into this persona that you're creating, right? And to really gain clarity on how you want to basically face the world and face yourself, and how do you want to experience, like, what is it that you want to experience, right? We all have a blueprint and we all have major things that we need to go through, but the way that we go through that can be changed at any point. And so for me, this is when I flipped and I said, you know what? I now want to be in my feminine energy and really embody this. And what I realized for me, my truth in my feminine energy, is that I don't want to be entertaining these energies, not because I don't have the space for it, but because I'm clear on what kind of energy I want to entertain now. And I'm clear about what is it that I want to attract in my world. And I'm clear about the type of experience that I want to have, and anything outside of that, I cannot allow myself to entertain it. And this is where I'm at in my life, on my journey at this point. That may change in the future, that may change in a few days, I don't know. But right now, that is my truth, and I'm okay with that. When you're on this journey of self-transformation and reshaping, revamping yourself, these are some of the things that you might also incur, in the sense that, you know, you might lose your friends, you might lose relationships, you might lose money, you might lose your apartment, you might lose your house, you might lose your children, you might lose your pets, you might lose so many things. And it's not that they're bad, it's just that it might also be painful, quite honestly. But what is happening is that the energy, the core energy where you were creating from, you have changed that core. You have just, like, you know, changed the angle, changed the perspective. And therefore, all these things that you have created in the past, now they also have to be alchemized. And now you have to create all of those things again, but from a different angle, from this different perspective, from this different energy. And I feel like I've been lucky enough that I've been practicing these things, maybe not on such a big scale as I am right now, but it's like a muscle that I've trained for a long time where, you know, if I have a clear goal, and this is something that I'm truly grateful for, if I have a clear goal, if I know exactly what I want, I am willing to die for it. You know, it's like, it's that extreme, because to me at that point, that goal is so clear and I want it so much. And it's like, it's just really clear that I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to let go of everything if it means that I will get to where I'm trying to go. I will get to my goal. And because I have practiced this so much in, you know, from many years ago, I have also developed this trust with the universe, with creation, with the divine mother, whatever we want to call it. I've created this trust with this energy, this higher energy, which is technically and, you know, ultimately, I've created this trust with myself to know that I can get through any situation. If it's painful, if it's something that I need to cry, if it's something where I am struggling, then I know that it's showing me something there and I just need to pay attention to it. But I'm not afraid to feel the feels because I know where I'm going. My fear comes or kicks in if I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like everything, every single thing is unknown, and it's like, why am I going through these fields if I don't even know where I'm going? And now this is also something that I'm currently working on, because I had to learn how to be comfortable with the messiness of it all, because in my previous story, the mess is something that did not make sense to me because I did not feel safe emotionally. And so as a young child, having this conversation or having these dynamics with my dad, I felt the story was like, this person, I am not safe emotionally with this person because they're like everywhere. What they say does not amount to their action and vice versa. And so I cannot trust this person. And what that also translated into was that I need to organize. I need to be organized to a certain level so that I can predict the things that I'm doing, can predict whatever it is that I'm getting back. I can predict where I'm going. I can predict my next steps. And that is great if it's coming from a place of love, or if it's coming from a place of harmony and not fear. And for me, I was creating that rhetoric from a place of fear, which it got me to a reality where I was like, you know what? If I continue this way, this is where I'm gonna be. And I don't like that reality. Great, so what do I do now? Let me change. This is where I'm trying to go. And apparently if I'm trying to be here now, then I need to flip on this side and then see where that goes. And so that's kind of where I'm at, really. And that's what my whole journey is right now. And honestly, it's great. So far, it's great. It's great because it's uncomfortable. It's messy. And I'm learning to be okay with the mess. I'm learning to be okay with just flowing, and, you know, I'm addressing my own sense of control, of wanting to control my environment and wanting to control the things that I think that I can control to make me safe, right? You know, in recording this video, I'm feeling tired and I am still recovering, and therefore my brain is kind of foggy. And I almost did not record it, and as you can see, it's already dark. I started late because I was working today, and I'm not too sure how the lighting is happening. It's probably not happening, but I told myself, you know what? This is the mess, and this is what we're doing differently. Because in my previous story, I would have been like, for all those reasons, we are not going to record the video because it is not perfect. Bottom line, learn how to use your pain as your motivator, and just know that things are temporary, and that when you're in the moment where you're feeling triggered, you know, these are just spaces. They're just parts of you that are seeking love. Hence why you really have to find a practice that helps you to ground yourself, to be in the moment and to really get to know the person that you are, that you have created, and to be like, okay, is this who I want to be? Is this who I am? Am I okay with this? Do I love myself like this? Or do I want something else? Or in a different scenario, it's like, okay, this is where I'm trying to go in life. If these are the goals, this is where I'm trying to be, is this person going to take me there? And if the answer is no, then find a way to change this person so you can get to this place, right? I'm curious to know if you are also struggling, if you have been trying to achieve a certain goal, or maybe even shifting your reality and the things are not happening, or you feel that it's not happening. Where is that resistance for you? Let me know in the comments. And then I'll try to send you some resources as best as I can. So once more, with much love and ease, take care.